Hi everyone, this is Bobby. I wanted to share with you one of my most valuable reborns. Valuable not necessarily monetary wise, but valuable sentimental wise to me. My Dolls and Coffee episode this morning is going to be about the value of reborns. So this is one of my vinyl reborns that holds a lot of value to me. And this is Kason. Kason was sculpted by me. Many years ago, I sculpted him, I believe in 2009, and turned him into a very small edition of 250 kits, which is obviously long sold out. This is one of the prototypes that was actually made by Shayla Rand, and he's lived with me ever since. So he's a sweet little guy. I absolutely adore him. He's been living at my house for over 10 years now, so he is my oldest reborn, and he means a lot to me. So I wanted to share him with you guys. Maybe if you can find one of his kits somewhere, because I do see him occasionally floating around, then I'd love to see your guys' versions of him if you have one, because I love seeing all the different varieties of these amazing babies. So now we are on to our episode of Dolls and Coffee, part 1 of the value of reborns. Good morning. Good morning. Grab your coffee and join me, please. Today we're going to talk about a topic that's a little sensitive for some, but it's definitely something that affects our community. So I definitely wanted to open up with that. So today joining me is Kason. He's a sculpt that I made back in like 2009, and I made a series of kits out of him, like a limited of 250, I think. So I don't see many of him out there, but I know they sold out long ago, so they're out there somewhere. If you guys have a Kason, I'd love to see it. I love seeing all the different versions. Hi Lori, how are you? Hi Abby. Hope you're all doing good. Everybody got your coffee? I've got my SeaWorld cup today. I got this. It's got polar bears on it. I don't know if you can see, the light's bad, but got that SeaWorld when we took Levi to SeaWorld when he was a little bit younger. So today I wanted to talk about the value of reborns from a perspective of people that come online begging for free reborns, sob stories, people who are proud of their fakes. Those kind of things. So all of that is affecting the perceived value of reborns. So, you know, we see post after post after post on many of the Facebook pages wanting reborns for $100 or $150, and I think part of that is because the scam sites sell them for that price. Unfortunately, the scam sites are selling you a manufactured doll, not a reborn. And it's also stolen, so there really is no value in that. A lot of people, which, like I said, it's kind of can be touchy, but a lot of people will post sob stories, give you their whole history of their health and this and that, and I understand for some people therapy dolls are great, but as artists, like, we don't necessarily need to know your entire background of your health history in order to, you know, sell you a doll. Reborns have value whether or not, you know, you have something wrong with you or not. I know that a lot of us have donated dolls to people. A lot of people give them away to people that ask online for free dolls, and sadly a lot of those are scams. You'll turn around and see that person selling the dolls for a profit, and that's terrible because they used their sob story to kind of pull at someone's heartstrings and get a free baby, and that's wrong. So when I see those posts asking for super cheap reborns, I think one of the things we can do is respond by either one, sharing the list of scam sites so that these people who are looking for super cheap reborns are not drawn to those sites. There is a wonderful list that is updated constantly by Jenny Lesser, who it's like 4 columns long now because the new sites pop up all the time. Share that. That way at least we're trying to prevent people from going down that path of getting a fake. We need to educate people on the value of reborns, but that's also touchy because then people will say that, oh, you're being mean, or, you know, someone just came on asking, and then when people respond, they feel like, I guess, that they're getting bullied, but that's not the case. When someone's trying to educate you on the fact that a reborn is a piece of art and not a play doll or a manufactured doll or a Walmart doll, it is not to be mean. I know some people come off that way. I think where they're coming from is a place of passion for our industry, and sometimes they come off harsh, but for the most part, the intention is good to educate you on why asking for a doll for less than the cost of the kit can be offensive at times for us as artists. So I have a zero tolerance for the knockoffs, for kind of the sob stories and this. I don't necessarily even respond to those because we have no way of weeding out who's telling the truth and who's not. And when you see that the majority of them are not, it gets very disheartening as an artist. So, like I said, manufactured dolls are not real. The ones you get on the knockoff sites, they're not real reborns. They're not reborns at all. That term should not even be used with them. It's not a knockoff reborn. It's a knockoff crappy manufactured copy. So there's a difference. Reborns are art, and these dolls are not. They are spray painted in a factory with a little bit of blushing and typically come from a stolen sculpt. So what you see is not what you get. The pictures that are used to sell those dolls are stolen from artists like myself and other people that post them online. I don't think I've seen mine personally, but I'm just saying they're stolen from artists and then put on the website and displayed as this is the doll you're going to get, and it's absolutely not. You're going to get a horrible, horrible wannabe copy of this baby. So please steer clear of the scam sites. If you want a reborn, I suggest saving up and buying one. I know a lot of people, I'm on disability, I can't afford a reborn. Those kind of topics can get a lot of harsh comments because, you know, people are like, oh, if you can't afford one, then basically I'd say if you have limited income, put a little aside every month and save up to get like a nice quality baby. It's definitely worth it to get quality and authenticity over a couple layers of paint on a kit, which, you know, some people might enjoy to some degree, but once you see a quality baby in person and hold it, you're going to see the difference and you're going to want to have that. They're amazing. So if you can't afford one and you decide to buy a knockoff and then come online and brag about it, you are going to get harsh comments at that point because there is a zero tolerance policy from a lot of artists on the knockoffs. We don't want to touch them. We don't want to paint them. We don't want to give you advice on how to make them look more real. Don't buy them. We don't know whether or not they're toxic. We don't know where they come from, how they're made, what's in them. We have no idea. I mean, it could be a health hazard for all we know. It is not bullying in my eyes for someone to inform somebody that the knockoff, and I'm not talking about the people that accidentally buy one. I know that that happens because when you Google these scam sites or you Google the word reborn, scam sites are the first ones that pop up. So people do accidentally buy one, typically for their kids, thinking that it's a real baby. I'm not referring to those people. I'm talking about the people that knowingly buy the knockoff and then come brag about it. And those people are blackballed. I absolutely blocked them off my page, off my site. I don't want them involved as an artist, as a business. No, I have no tolerance for it whatsoever. And I don't apologize for that because the knockoffs are hurting our industry. So if you have one, I would throw it in the trash. And save up for a real baby, like a real reborn. I would not give it to anyone, especially children or elderly, since we don't know the health effects of them. And I would not keep it for myself because I wouldn't want it in my house, knowing that it's supporting the destruction of our industry. So make sure that if you accidentally buy one, I would just get rid of it. I would just totally get rid of it and not even risk the potential effects of it. I saw someone the other day, they posted online, literally, like, I couldn't afford a real one, so I bought a knockoff. How can I make it look more real? I did comment on it. My comment was direct. It wasn't harsh. It was just letting the person know that buying a knockoff supports the destruction of the industry, and that most artists, most legit artists, are not going to touch it. They're not going to give advice. They're not going to paint it for you and make it look more real. So some of the comments got a little more harsh, but the bottom line is this person then tried to say, oh, well, I didn't know. But in her post, she literally said that she knew she was buying a knockoff and bought it because she couldn't afford a real one. So she did know. And that type of stuff, I do not have tolerance for. The groups that allow this, I will delete myself out of those groups. I don't support admins who run a group that's allowed to have knockoffs in it. Those people are just as bad in my eyes as the people buying them. You're allowing it, you're supporting it in some form, and I do not. So please know that as a community, we need to stand up for the value of what we do. It takes a lot of time. The materials are not cheap, and we need to not cater to those looking for handouts or looking for, limited edition babies, ultra realistic with this, and they can pee and cry and poop, and they list this whole thing for $100. That's not going to happen. And we devalue the art of the industry if we cater to those people. We have to kind of set a standard for ourselves as artists, stick to it. I know people have sales, that's fine. If a baby doesn't sell for, a length of time, we lower the price so someone can eventually buy it, and we're not sitting here, and the market fluctuates as far as what sells and how quickly things sell. We know that almost any kit can sell if it's made nicely. It doesn't matter how much it costs initially. If it's painted well, most of the time it'll sell, but sometimes they don't. Sometimes the market's slow, or, it's people spending their money on Christmas, or they've got something else coming up, or the time of year is just slow, and that's okay. But for the most part, we want to have a standard of value that we stick to. I don't have a price range for anyone because everyone sets their own, and a lot of times it's based on how long you've been in the industry, or your own, I guess, comfort in what you're putting out. Because I've painted dolls and I wasn't happy with them, and I sold it for less than one of my higher quality babies because I didn't like the way it was, or something about it, or had a blemish or something, and that I get, boo-boo babies and all. And honestly, people would be better off buying an authentic boo-boo baby than a baby that is a knockoff. So let's stand together as artists. I'm an artist. I produce as well, but I'm an artist in this industry before that, and I've been an artist for 13 years, and I have a huge passion for the industry. So I want us to stand together to hold the value of Reborns at a level of art and not of play doll, because there's a very big difference there. So keep painting and learning and growing so that you can increase the worth of your dolls. And for those of you that get the emails and the sob stories, because I get them a lot, stand firm. If you have a price, don't be afraid to stand firm on your price. People wanting stuff for free, you know, I always say, you know, if I'm going to give a baby away for free, it's going to be kind of on my terms, or I'm going to donate it where I feel it will be best used and not turned around and resold the next week on Facebook. So I will be coming back, and I will be doing a second part to this, which is going to be more of a breakdown of the actual value of reborning and what we put into it and why we price our dolls the way we do, based on actual numbers, because we don't want to work for free, just like you don't want to get up in the morning and go to work and your boss doesn't pay you because he thinks you should work for free. That's not okay. So we don't want to work for free either. And making $1 or $2 an hour is what a lot of people make in this industry. But, you know, we deserve to, especially if you're doing it full time and, you know, your art is evolving, you deserve to get paid well for what you do, because art is not easy and it's not for everyone. So that's that. I wanted to mention that on my website at trueborns.com, there are a lot of pre-orders going on right now for some great kits. Vincent by Nikki Johnston's up. Kovu by Sabrina Hairgarden. I hope I said that right. And he's a super cutie. Johnny by Lenka Polacek is also on pre-order. So there's still great kits coming out. Some of them quite affordable. So I hope you guys grab yours before the orders end. And I will be back probably tomorrow with the other part of this. In the meantime, keep painting, enjoy your coffee, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers!